Hey there, everyone. I'm multitasking. I've gone live on my page, on my business page, and also here. So if you're watching me at Enlightened Marketing on Facebook, hello and welcome. And if you're on my personal page, Samantha Hartley, thanks for joining me. I wanted to do a quick thought experiment today. It's a rainy afternoon. And I've been talking to a lot of people lately about this idea of how to add 100K to your business. And they say, well, that sounds really heavy and difficult. And I'm like, well, what if we could do it with a single offer? So for some people, that seems like way too far-fetched. And that's why I want to offer it to you as a thought experiment, which we can do together very briefly right now. Welcome, Nicole and Adrian and Gino. I wanted to just ask you to kind of zoom out, get into like a peaceful place, take a deep breath kind of thing, and ask yourself, if I were to create a single 100K offer for my clients, for my business, what might that look like? Like, what would I do for them? What value might I bring to them? For which of my clients might this actually be valuable? Now, for some people, as I said, it's going to be a very far-fetched amount. Hi, Fabix. And for others, they might feel like, 100K, I do that all the time. So I want to offer you this as kind of a way to think about it. I have a client who came to me and she wants to add $1 million to her business, wanted to do that in the first year. And just to jump to the end, we did 750 that year. But when we were thinking about how to add $1 million to her business, you realize that we've got to close certain doors and open certain doors in order to make that happen. So we began by trying on what I call, is in this thought experiment, trying on the $1 million dress. So if you get into the space in which you're making $1 million offer, what does that feel like to you? And what do you look like? And what does that require you to be? Hi, Sal. So what was interesting about her is she came to me doing, that kind of paying $125 an hour, maybe a day rate of like, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 a day, depending on the work that she did. And when we started thinking in terms of $1 million and adding that to her business, like, you don't want to do that $125 an hour at a time. I don't even know if the math is possible on that. So we really had to think much more expansively for her. So if we just zoom back temporarily to the idea of you saying, if I were to add 100K to my business in a single offer, what might I do? What ideas come to you? I mean, seriously, I would jot those down right now. What happens for you? You want to work with a certain kind of client who wants a certain kind of result, right? For some people, 100K is too much of a leap. I have 100K clients, and so that isn't a leap for me. I might do this experiment with $1 million offer to think more expansively about my business. I might do it with a 250K offer to think realistically, like, what might my next step be? What would you offer for 250K? For whom would you offer that? Where might we find those clients? One thing I always say is, I assure you, you already know clients who would pay you significantly more money than they're paying you right now. Hi, Natalia. Привет. If 100K feels just like too big, if you do that experiment and you feel like, overwhelmed, one of my clients did this yesterday, she was like, whoa, too far. Okay, what about 2 times 50K? What about 4 times 25? So here's what's interesting. Very often when I get to that number, people say to me, oh, well, hold on. I think I can imagine doing something for 25K for my clients. So whether they've started at $125 an hour, building that up, they think, oh, for 25K, I know what I would do. I had this great colleague named Angela in Australia, and I did this experiment with her. And she has a spiritual business, spiritual coach, that kind of thing. And she said, what do you do? And I said, well, I help clients double their revenues without exhaustion. And she said, how do you do that? And I said, well, we do it by creating very often a single, very high ticket offer, like 100K, for example. And she said, oh, I mean, that's just crazy. And I said, well, let's try it with you. Like, what would you do with your clients if you were to do a 100K offer? Hi, Rebecca. And she said, she just Actually, her whole energy changed when she started thinking about her own clients, her business, and what she might offer for 100K. And she actually started to cry because she began to imagine this incredibly big and transformative experience that she could do for them. Here's what's interesting about that, is very often the current size of your offers means you have to be smaller and smaller and smaller to fit within them. It's like you might feel limited by what you're able to do for your clients for what they're paying you. And they don't want that. You don't want that. When you expand into offering a higher ticket offer, you allow people to, first of all, honor you for the contribution that you're making, but you allow yourself to bring true transformation to your clients through yourself and through your business. So I want you to invite that, allow that to happen. Allow yourself to think energetically and maybe spiritually what that large high ticket offer might be. And then practically, who do I know that is looking for this kind of transformation? I just wanted to do a very quick experiment with you today on this. For the client I told you we added $1 million, she immediately, because she was doing a high ticket offer for me, the first thing she did, and very often people do this, is they turn around and they do the same, a mirrored version of the high ticket offer they've enrolled in. They do that for their own clients. So the first thing she did was a 60K offer. And then the second thing she did was a 120K. And her offers are continuing to expand as she's continuing to feel confident that she can bring that level of value to her clients. So if you're bringing a huge level of value to your clients, or if you feel like you could be, you have the potential for so much more within you, and you would like to unlock that with some high ticket offers, then please get in touch with me. I would love to help you. I'm Samantha Hartley of Enlightened Marketing, and it has been my pleasure to be with you today. Any questions you have, leave them in the comments, and I promise to respond. Take care.